So how to distinguish between the ophthalmic artery, superior ophthalmic vein, and inferior ophthalmic vein on a CT scan. Okay, so if you start to look at the upper cuts of the orbit, okay, so can you see this vessel? This is small vessel, okay, this is small vessel. This is the ophthalmic artery, okay. Can you see this larger one? This is the superior ophthalmic vein. It is seen at the upper cuts of the orbit, and it's enhancing. The ophthalmic artery and the superior ophthalmic vein are both enhancing. Okay, can you see this one? It's not the same, not of the same enhancement as the vessels. This one is optic nerve. Okay, it's not avidly enhancing like the vascular structures. This is the optic nerve. This is the optic nerve, and this is the ophthalmic artery. A smaller vessel is seen crossing either the superior ophthalmic vein or the optic nerve. Okay, it's crossing the optic nerve right now. It's crossing the optic nerve here too. Okay, so if you go downwards, you will see a larger vascular structure in the lower cuts of the orbit. This is the inferior ophthalmic vein. Okay, so you need to know that the inferior ophthalmic vein drains into the cavernous sinus. Okay, that's why it's seen at the level of the cavernous sinus and the sella turcica. Okay, and you need to know that the ophthalmic artery is the first branch of the internal carotid artery. The internal carotid artery first branch is the ophthalmic artery. Okay, so this is the intracavernous portion of the internal carotid artery and gives the ophthalmic artery. As you can see, then the internal carotid artery ascends to form the middle cerebral artery to give the middle cerebral artery and the anterior cerebral artery. So if you go upwards, you can see the middle cerebral artery. Okay, can be seen here. So what is this? This is cavernous hemangioma. Okay. So the cavernous hemangioma here is seen displacing the optic nerve. This is the optic nerve. So it's seen displacing the optic nerve. Okay. It has no effect on the. No, it's seen also displacing the inferior ophthalmic vein. Okay, so it has mass effect on both the inferior ophthalmic vein and the optic nerve. Can you see this sign? This is the peripheral, the characteristic peripheral and progressive arterial enhancement of the cavernous sinus. Okay, here the peripheral and progressive enhancement of the cavernous sinus. Another one, peripheral enhancement of the cavernous sinus. And here is the middle cerebral artery, okay, and the anterior cerebral artery. So the cavernous sinus, supraclinoid portion, the cavernous sinus after exiting, sorry, the internal carotid artery, the internal carotid artery after exiting the cavernous sinus, it ascends upwards, okay, ascends upwards. So the supraclinoid portion, its supraclinoid portion gives the anterior cerebral artery and the middle cerebral artery. So the artery now gives the anterior cerebral and the middle cerebral artery. Anterior cerebral and middle cerebral artery. So that's all, and thank you.